Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sport for a new type of video. Never really done this before, but I thought it would be an interesting thing to sort of start trialing out. And I think it's something that people are going to quite enjoy, especially as we get into the World Cup and stuff. We might start doing it for other teams actually. So what we're going to try and do today is we're going to do a South Africa and Argentina combined 15 based on the 23s for this weekend. Literally solely based on the 23s for this weekend. And kind of based on a bit of form, I mean, I think it'd look a bit different if everybody was playing at the base of their abilities. But based on the last couple of weeks and stuff, I've decided to do a bit of a combined 15, and it'll be interesting to see where people will sort of disagree with me. I have found space for 6 Argentinian players. So yeah, more than half the team is South African. But there are a couple of Argentina players, and as I said, it'll be interesting to see where people agree, where people disagree, what people think about how this team would actually perform. It would be quite interesting. I mean, there's some great players on there. So yeah, but before we sort of look at exactly how this team looks and what I've gone with, please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. This is what I've got. And as you can see there, a couple of Argentinian players listed amongst the majority of South Africans. So let's go through it, shall we? Front row, I've gone with South Africa. I don't think that there's too much dispute about that. I think Thomas Gallo's a fantastic player, one of my favorite up-and-coming props coming in. I think Stephen Kitshoff's a bit better. I think Julian Montoya would make most teams 23s in the world. In fact, I don't think there's a nation out there where he probably wouldn't make their 23. But Malcolm Marx, in my opinion, is the best hooker in the world. So that wasn't too difficult either. I think the Argentinian Titans haven't been particularly impressive, and Frans Maherbe is, for me, very underrated. So I've gone with the Springbok front row, especially as a combination. I think that is, for me, I think a pretty straightforward selection. This is where it gets fun. And Eben Etzebeth, Thomas Lavanini combination. What a combination that would actually genuinely be. I think it would. I think it's a pretty safe bet that I think most people probably agree with that based on 23s today. Some people might argue what's what they're saying. Well, what about Archie Snyman? I think Archie Snyman is getting there, but if we're being brutally honest, he's not playing his best rugby at the moment. He's not playing bad. He's playing pretty good rugby. He's definitely getting there, but he's not in the form he was in 2019. If he was there, then there'd be an argument that he would probably go ahead of Thomas Lavanini. But I've been very impressed with Lavanini in the past few weeks. Very good grafter and a very important part of that Argentinian win against Australia a couple of weeks ago. So I think it's a pretty good tight five, actually. I'm quite happy with that. I've got a lot of world-class players in there. The loose trio was a difficult one as well. So I've got to try to sort of play a bit of form into this as well, and I have moved people a bit positionally. But I've got Pablo Matera at 6. I think that's pretty straightforward. One of the best loose forwards in the world on his day. I mean, he's so important to Argentina. Jean-Martin Gonzalez is actually at 8 this weekend, but I've moved him to the flank to accommodate him. Again, PSF the toy play. If he's playing his best rugby, he's in the side. There's no doubt about it. He's a former World Player of the Year. I think we're getting there. I've been quite happy with what I've seen from him. But Jean-Martin Gonzalez has been absolutely brilliant for Argentina. I mean, I think that he is one of the most exciting rugby players coming through at the moment, let alone just loose forwards or even forwards. So I've gone with him at 7, and then I've gone with Dwayne at 8. I think that is a combination that's quite frightening, to be honest. Again, I'd be interested to see if there's anybody sort of that disagrees with that. I think PSJ the toy, as I said, if he's at his best, gets into that team. But I think, for example, if you had like a Pablo Matera, PSJ the toy, Dwayne Vermeulen, and loose trio, it would be disgustingly good. And look at something like a Mark Verstappen. Go and prove me wrong. Go and prove me that in a week's time I'm putting you in there instead of a Pablo Matera. The halfback combinations, I've gone with Gonzalo Bertrand and Santiago Carreras. I mean, we all love Grant Williams. We're not going to put him in there as he's never even had a test start before. Faf de Klerk has only played one game and it wasn't his best game. So I think I've gone with Bertrand there. He's actually on the bench this weekend. I think he's the only bench player I've actually put in the 23s. He's dropped down to the bench to make way for Lautaro Bazan who gets an opportunity this weekend. But Bertrand he's a 50 cap scrum half, lots of experience, and been playing some very good rugby. And I partnered with Santiago Carreras. Again, I don't think, Molly Leibach's a great player. You're not going to argue there's a bit of international fire off in Santiago Carreras, are you, right now? Could he be? Yeah, definitely. Is he right now? No, he's not. The wings, I've gone with Kirtley, Aronson, Ches and Colby. Again, this could be slightly controversial. I actually don't think it is that controversial, to be honest. Juan Imhoff is coming this weekend. He's got plenty of experience. It'll be interesting to see how he goes this weekend. But Curtly Arns is one of the red hot wings in the world right now. Chisholm Colby at 14 kind of speaks for himself. If Emiliano Bufeli was in the 23, I'd be panicking a little bit. I'd be trying to sort of work out how do I get Bufeli in, and I'd probably put him in ahead of Curtly Arns. And then I get to add a world class goal kicker. So it would have been interesting to see if Bufeli was available. It was in the 23. Where I'd have to try and fit him in, because I'd have to fit him in. I think he was one of the best players in the world last year. The center combinations, Chukabaros is a fantastic player, really, really good. We haven't seen him yet this season into an international perspective. I think probably, and again, it's difficult to then go and say, well, Damon Delindi had a bad game, therefore Chukabaros should be there, but we don't know what form he's in. He had he's playing his rugby now for Toulouse. He's very young and upcoming. So I'm very excited to see what he's going to do. But yeah, I mean, even after what some people are describing a mediocre performance, I think Damien Delindi walks in there quite easily. Lucio Cinto, it goes in as well. And unfortunately, I kind of find it hard to justify Lekanyam ahead of him. Or Jesse Kriel. Jesse Kriel we haven't seen yet for the Boks. Lekanyam's had 2 lukewarm games, and Lucio Cinto for me has been really good. Very excited to see how he goes. Again, a nice young centre, and I think that Chukabaros-Cinti combination could be their combination for many years to come. So I don't think that's too controversial of a decision either. Chisholm Colby at 14, Valilu at 15. Jean-Cruz Malia comes in at 15 this weekend for Argentina. I do enjoy watching him. For example, other players like Thomas Albanose, I'm also a big fan of. But that's kind of what I've got. What changes would you make? I think, again, if everyone's playing their best rugby, I think, PSTF the Toy probably gets into there. Lekanyam would get into there if he's playing his best rugby. If Bufeli, for example, was picked, he'd get into there. It'll be interesting to sort of see how this team would look if first of all, both teams would play their strongest possible 23s, and if everybody was playing at the best of their abilities. But let me know what changes you'd make down in the comments below. Smash like on the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Stephen, and I'll chat to you soon.